Thank you for purchasing MityLite product. Today we're here to show you how to put together the SwiftSet folding chair cart. Let's get started. Alright, let's find out what's in the box. So one of the things you're going to need is a pair of scissors. There is a strap that's inside this box that keeps the base and the handrails all connected together during shipping. So you're going to want to come in, cut that off so you can free the parts up to be able to get access to the parts. So we've got a handle. One of those should be in the box. There should be a base unit with casters already applied or connected to it. You have two guide rails that you use on the cart to align the stack as you stack the chairs. There should be two of those. And you should have a bag with a nylon strap, a wrench, and a bolt. And that's what should be in your box. Okay, before we get started, let's check our parts list real quick to make sure we have everything we need. You should have a couple Allen head set screws that came out of the bag. You should have an Allen wrench that goes to those set screws. You should have one longer bolt with a nylon nut that goes to it with two washers. That is for the top strap. You should have some 1/2-inch wrenches and a 1/2-inch socket. Okay, we're going to go on to step one. Before we get into it, I want you guys to check your guide rail posts. These screws that are on here, when they come from the factory, they're going to be all the way in to keep them in place. You're going to have two on each guardrail. Here at the factory, sometimes we get powder coat that goes inside the actual head of that set screw, and so when you go to take your Allen wrench and put it into that area, sometimes it might be a little hard at first to get it in there. Just work it in, it'll fit eventually, and it'll work fine after that. You're going to want to back these bolts or set screws out. Put your finger down inside that tube. You're going to feel where that set screw hits when it goes inside the tube. Keep your finger there. Put your Allen wrench in, back that off until you feel that goes flush with the wall of the inner tube. Once you're there, you're good. You don't have to take it all the way out. It's just to remove those set screws out, so when you put this guardrail into the receivers on the base of the cart, they slide up into the tubes. Again, there's two on each guard post, so there's actually 4 of these to go through and prep before you get to the second step. Okay, here we are at step 2. We're ready to put these guardrails on. I want you to know that there are 2 different angles of posts, one on each guardrail. So these come at different angles, and so you do have a left side and a right side. So you have to make sure you get the right post into the right slots. How you're going to know is when you put it up to these 45-degree receivers, and you drop that down on there, this should be in alignment with the back or the rear of the cart. And that's when you're going to know you've got it in the right spot. So there's 2 of those. If you don't get it in the right spot, that tube will be sticking out somewhere over here. So this one goes up over the top. Hanging up a little bit there because I'm not all the way out of my set screw. That should drop into place, and these should be facing the rear of the cart over the wheels. Okay, now we're on to step 3. We need to put our handle on. We've got the guide rails in place. We haven't tightened up anything yet. We want to get the handle on. We need the cart to be a little flexible as we get this handle on, so we can get everything to fit right. So we've got to kind of get this on, force it in a little bit. a little bit of a tap. Work it on both sides. And get that all the way to the end. Once you get that all the way in, you're ready for the set bolts. Take your 2 set screws. There's a little nut that's welded on the bottom of this handle. You're just going to screw that up in there and tighten it up. Okay, you're ready to go to the next step. Okay, our next step is to put the strap on. One of the things you're going to want to pay attention to with the strap is on the 2 separate ends. One is a regular just nylon strap, the other one has a brass ring in it. You want the side with a brass ring in it to go up to the top to bolt into the cart. So we're going to take our bolt with a washer, go through that hole, and we're going up over the top. We've got to align these 2 guardrails. Put your other washer and nut. Grab your socket and tighten that thing up. And the strap is good to go. Okay, we're to our final step now. We've got everything put in place. Some of the bolts tightened down. We need to go back as the final step. The first 4 set screws that we put in need to be tightened up with your Allen wrench. Level the cage out, tighten them down, and you are complete and ready to use the cart. Okay, now I want to show you how to use the flat stack cart for the SwiftSet folding chair. You need to fold the chair up. You want to place this into the cart in this direction, the back of the chair, which is the rounded part going back towards the swivel casters. This drops right down inside the pan. The next chair is going to come and kind of nest right on top of it. You would continue to do that and stack these until you get all the chairs in here to load the cart up. When you're done, you're going to take your strap and take the bottom of your strap through the hook on the bottom of the cart, then run up through the cinch and cinch your carts or your chairs down tightly. If your cart was more loaded, you can adjust how much tension you want to put on that depending on how many chairs you put on the cart. And you're good to go and use the cart.